All right, hello. We are working on conditional statements, and I want to do one that's, I guess, related to students here. And so we've got a bunch of different GPAs, and we want to return like what their average is, a B average, a C plus average, or whatever. So it's going to take in one of these numbers and return the corresponding like letter grade, right? So it doesn't quite all show up here, but this is the gist of it. And to be honest, I don't know if we'll do all of them because this would be like basically you'd have a giant if here, right? Like you'd have an if and then have to fall into one of these buckets, which would be a whole bunch of buckets, right? So we'll at least do the start of it and maybe I can show the whole thing if you want to see it later. It'd be a lot of copy and paste, to be honest. All right, so I guess the couple things here is um, one like 4.0 is an A, but I think what really they're trying to say is that you can be anywhere between, like anything above this 3.7 up to 4 is an A, and then anything above this 3.3 up to 3.7 is an A minus. Okay, so like this is not exactly what this chart is saying, right? You don't have to get exactly 4.0 to have an A average. All right. There's another flaw in this too, which maybe pause the video see if you can spot the flaw in this right here. And actually, it's flawed over here too. But all right, here's your flaw. So one is you can't have an overlap, right? Like right now, if you have 3.7, right, which bucket is it going to fall into, the A minus or the B plus? Okay, so that's what they're trying to do here by having like 3.3 and then 3.31. I do think this is flawed because the red one is even flawed because you could have like 3 like this wouldn't fall into a bucket. If you had 3.305 or something, that's not going to be between these two, and it's not going to be between these two either, right? So this isn't exactly right either. So this is kind of tricky to figure out how to set this up. So what I'd like you to do is try this. Okay, so we're going to go into Eclipse, and I would just make a new one, a new class, and call it like GPA program or something like that. Okay, and then we'll do our main method or whatever. All right, and then we could prompt the user or just set a GPA, right? If you want to do scanner and everything here, be my guess, but since that's not the point of this lesson, I'm just going to do GPA and set it to be, I don't know, 3.6 or something. Okay, and then we're going to build an if statement that fits these different spots. Okay, so this would be a good chance to pause the video and see if you can figure out how to translate that GPA into the correct letter grade, right? Using this idea. And anything between 4 and above 3.7 should be considered an A. All right, so hopefully you've tried it because I'm going to go over the answer to this now. And yeah, hopefully you've had a chance to see it at least. So when I first look at this, to do an A, I want to be between. So this could be, I kind of think of it as like if the GPA is less than or equal to 4 and greater than, sorry, GPA, again, greater than 3.7. Okay, so that kind of gets around the problem of like, if I'm exactly 3.7, I want to be an A minus. So anything above that is going to be an A. So I'm essentially printing out the range, right? It's between 4 and 3.7, but not including 3.7. Okay, and then I can just do this again. Basically, I'm going to do else, if, and then for the second one, I'm going to do GPA greater than or equal to 3.7, and the GPA is greater than, this time 3.3. That is going to be where we do A minus, right? So A minus is between these two, but greater than 3.3. So then I'm just going to sys out A minus. Okay, and then really from here, it's just going to be a whole lot of more of the same, right? So I'm just going to do this, right? And then this time for this is going to be B plus. So B plus can be 3.3, but it has to be more than the 3. Okay, so it's basically just changing these two numbers, right? And so we can kind of test this. And the 3.6 we had should be A minus, I think. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I forgot. I do these mouths wrong for some reason. So this should be, let's see, should be less than or equal to on these ones, I think. So it should be less than or equal to 3.7, but greater than 3.3. That should get us A minus. Let's see if we can get it right here. Okay, so now it's working good. That's why you test. See if we can get one in the B plus range. So 3.3 should be B plus, because that's right on the top end of B plus. Okay, so it seems to be working okay. All right, and we could just continue to build this, so on and so on. Maybe I'll do one more here. And you don't actually honestly have to do all of it. Once you get the gist of it, I guess, I'm not so worried that you know how to do all of it. But B would be from, let's see, so it would be from 2.7 up to 3. So we can be less than or equal to 3, but greater than 2.7. All right, and then, yeah, that's be right for B. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you here quick is this looks kind of messy, right? It does work, right? We can try one more case. Let's do, for a B, let's try 2.8. That should be a B. I did it, right? No, I messed this up again. Why am I doing this wrong? All right, so it should look like that. And then we get a B, right? So we're less than 3, but greater than 2.7. All right, and we can even try 2.7 should fall into any of them right now. So that looks right, doesn't print anything. What I wanted to point out is like a good trick here is to make this simple is this A can really be anything over 3.7, right? So we really don't even need this because even if we're at like 4.2 or 4.3, that's still going to be considered an A. So we can just say anything above 3.7 is an A. Okay, and similarly then, we don't need the upper bound for A minus because this first bucket is going to catch anything that's above 3.7. So saying, hey, we need to be less than or equal to 3.7, that's already covered in the fact that this bucket would catch anything that's above 3.7. So you can actually just take this out and just say else if GPA is greater than 3.3, then we're A minus. So we just check, are we greater than this, we're an A. Okay, if that's not true, well, let's check greater than this, so then we're A minus. That's neither of those are true, well, let's check, are we greater than 3, and then do B plus. Okay, and this will work just the way it should, right? So if we try one here, like, let's take 3.2, that should fall into the B plus bucket, right? And we can see that it still works. So if you do it this way, you can actually take off the upper bounds, and then it makes it look a little bit cleaner. You don't have to type as much. Okay, so the way you set up your conditionals is hard, and I think that's the real challenge of this chapter is how do you set up the conditionals? Because there's right ways and wrong ways, there's complicated ways and simple ways, and for me, this is the simplest way to do this GPA program. All right, yeah, that is all. Thanks for watching.